Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Matt Camp, and this is the last week of Intro to Music Production. And I've chosen to evaluate several different synthesizers, all the way from simplest to the complex, and highlighting their various components. So the first one that we'll look at here is the Galactic X, that looks kind of like a keyboard. This one doesn't have as much things. I mean, we were told to look for the oscillator, filter, amplifier, envelope, and LFO. This definitely has oscillator space, filter, and amplifier, but I can't find an LFO per se in here, but it has all sorts of defaults that you can set up for different things to still give you the same type of effect. And if you look at the filter envelope area, it gives you an envelope type, but it doesn't actually tell you what it looks like. Closest thing that I can find here is that when you go into the oscillator type itself and you go into view, you can see what the actual envelope is going to look like for what the sound that it produces. But it does produce some pretty warm sounds, as you can hear, and all sorts of different options for that one. So that's the most basic one that I found. The next one is the Tel Noisemaker. This one's a little more complex. Try to get it in view here. This one clearly has things laid out for the oscillators, as well as the filters, which are in the Synth 2 section here. Here's the filter, as well as this is not necessarily the listed as amplifier, but if you look in the back screen here, as I move things up and down in the sustain space, here it says amp sustain, shows up in a little envelope here, so this is definitely the amplifier space. And this is the filter space because it says filter sustain. As I mess around with the LFO, it definitely has an LFO rate. Envelope, it actually has an actual envelope editor here and gives you the option to assign it to whatever aspect you want. So it's pretty nice. Again, sound wise, we can play around here and some interesting sounds out of this one too. This one, supposedly, as I was doing my research, is one of the ones that's the better ones used out there. This one is actually free, so you can find it out there. The next one is the Tyrell. This one's a little more complex, far more than what just the synthesizer has to offer, because it actually has a mixer for the various components instead of just off on. Um, Here's your oscillators here, and it gives the basic shapes, but it's not a digital type of a layout, so you can blend in between the triangle, the sawtooth, the square, those kind of things. So it gives you some degree of flexibility in that space there. Here's your LFOs, there's two of them. Here's your envelopes. You have two envelopes here also. Um, let's see, and then the envelopes here being the amplifier envelopes. And I think that's everything for this one. And then the last one is this big old Monster Daddy Superwave one. This is kind of the reference one, the one that I play around with the most. And this has got as much functionality as I could possibly find. Remember how Loudon said that there's going to be different layouts? This actually shows you the layout at the top of it, and it has 8 different voices. You've got 8 different waves to play around with. But here again are your oscillators. Here are the filters. Here's the envelope for the filters, and here's the amplifier envelope. And to assign things, oh, and the LFOs. And to assign things, it's as simple as selecting what form you want for the wave and what destination it goes to. It actually has a master cutoff for both oscillator 1, oscillator 2 off and on, as well as levels. Probably the most functional one you will find. The only thing I cannot find with it is the the settings preset. So this one you're pretty much on your own. Very brief description, of course, but I've given 5 minutes to try to fit it all in. I hope this was helpful for you. I learned a lot for this class, and thanks for listening. Hope to find more classes of the same nature and learn even more. Thanks, Loudon, for everything you've taught us.